Jet fans, your team's 0-4 and you're already looking for heads to roll. Well, I'm here to tell you that you should be a little appreciative because usually it's around week 15 or 16 when we feel this level of defeat and frustration. So we're getting all the BS out of the way, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's kind of a joke, but let's talk serious for a second here as to why we should be positive and why we should be encouraged what we're seeing with this winless New York Jets team. Now, I understand Aaron Glenn came here. It was a level of familiarity coming with a player who used to play for the Jets, and we wanted wins right away. But we knew that wins weren't coming, myself as a Jet fan. But there's certain things that we're seeing that are good. Now, the penalties, yes, those are killing me as well. I want to see a level of disciplined football played. But we are seeing a level of competitiveness. In 3 of the 4 games, we lost within 1 score. We didn't see that when the Jets were on the oust in the Robert Saleh and Adam Gase era, even the end of Todd Bowles. So they're looking to play, they're looking to fight, and that's what I am excited about watching this team. Now, there's a couple things here that go into that and why they're not translating that fight into wins. So myself as a professional fighter, as a coach, this is what I'm seeing and why there's going to be a light at the end of this tunnel, and we're going to start rolling towards the end of the season. So as long as you got fight, you have enthusiasm, you have a level of security as far as implementing your production, implementing your competitiveness in your game. What needs to happen? The Jets need an identity on both sides of the ball. Which on offense, it's coming together quicker than it is on defense. Defense, they really need to figure things out. But they need to find an identity there. I've seen this happen to fighters because there's talent on this team on both sides, as we know. Sauce Gardner not having a great start to the season. He's got to figure some things out with his hands. But there is talent on this team. Now, granted, they're a little hurt too. You could take a talented fighter, and he could be so-so for a little while he's learning a new technique, or in a football player's mind, a new system. What do I mean by that? So take myself I was a wrestler going into mixed martial arts. I had great wrestling, could take down anybody. I needed to learn how to throw hands. I needed to learn how to box, okay? When I started focusing on boxing, I kind of ignored my wrestling for a little bit, and my wrestling suffered. So it went from here. I had really strong wrestling to no boxing, and then things kind of were doing this, and it kind of made me a vanilla fighter, as we said, a boring fighter, a fighter that really wasn't great at anything. But that once I was able to get my boxing up and my wrestling, 1 + 1 = 3, and both raised up, and then I was a much more complete fighter. That's what we need to see with the Jets, whether it's in coverage with their blitz, whether it's focusing out. You can see Garrett Wilson's not putting up the huge numbers so far that we're looking at, although he did get screwed in that touchdown. Once the Jets find their identity on offense and defense, it's going to open up multiple levels of effectiveness on the field, plain and simple. Big part of it. Now, what do I think? I'm not a football coach, but they're establishing that run game. They have a fantastic offensive line that certainly seems to know what they're doing. So keep pushing that run game. I know that Braylon Allen got hurt, but they still got Breece Hall. And then figure out a way to get Garrett Wilson open. That's what they got to do. Alan Lazard, he's doing his part, but they need somebody to break the field to get Garrett Wilson open. Otherwise, it's just not gonna happen. They're gonna keep getting double teamed on defense. Like I said, coverage and the penalties everywhere have to stop. Plain and simple. That I really wish that was addressed. But sometimes when you're figuring things out elsewhere, the fundamentals do get kind of sidetracked, and that could be what we're seeing too. So that could be a big reason for the penalties right there, is what we're trying to figure out. So let's not quit on this team, okay? The fight is there. When you have fight, it's like when you see somebody with spunk, when you see somebody that's able to get up off the stool, that excites me, and that's what we're seeing with this team. I know Aaron Glenn, I feel like he's sticking to the program. He understood that there was going to be growing pains, and we're seeing that, but we're seeing it early. We should be happy that we're seeing those growing pains early when we're seeing a team that's willing to fight. So let's fight with them, Jets fans. Show up on Sundays excited. I know they got Dallas this weekend. Show up excited, looking to see more fight, and put behind this team, because this team needs it. This team, we're not going anywhere. We're Jet fans for life. These players, hopefully they stay for their whole career, but they might be elsewhere. But we deserve it. So let's be Jet fans. Let's get behind our team. Let's be pumped. They're excited to play. Keep it going. Hopefully they don't shoot themselves in the foot. and turn this season around. Listen, if I turn the season around, I mean, like, if we get 6 or 7 wins, I'm happy as long as we're staying competitive, because then we know where we need to grow. We know where our identity is formed, and then iron out all the other BS. Let's go.